Hello fellow gardeners, and welcome back to Smart Garden. If you're watching this video, you're about to discover something truly transformative for your growing space. Imagine a garden bursting with life, healthier than ever, all thanks to a simple homemade tea. No, it's not a magic potion, but it might just be the closest thing. Today we're unveiling an age-old secret, revitalized for modern gardeners, that will change the way you think about soil enrichment forever. You won't believe what a common flower can do for your plants. So grab your favorite gardening gloves, settle in, and let's dive into the wonderful world of Marigold tea and how this golden elixir can revolutionize your soil health naturally. The dirt on dead soil, your garden's cry for help. Have you ever looked at your garden beds and wondered why your plants just aren't reaching their full potential? You water diligently, you've chosen quality seeds, you've positioned everything for optimal sunlight, yet something still feels off. Your tomatoes produce meager harvests, your flowers bloom half-heartedly, and your leafy greens seem perpetually stressed. The truth is, your soil might be silently screaming for help, and most gardeners don't realize it until their growing season is already compromised. Soil exhaustion is one of the most common yet overlooked problems in both home gardens and container growing situations. Over time, continuous planting depletes essential nutrients faster than they can be naturally replenished. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium get used up, but it's not just about the big three nutrients we often hear about. The micronutrients, the beneficial bacteria, the mycorrhizal fungi, and the entire underground ecosystem that makes soil truly alive can become severely diminished. Chemical fertilizers might provide a quick nutrient fix, but they often do nothing to address the biological desert that your soil may have become. In fact, over-reliance on synthetic inputs can actually harm beneficial soil organisms, creating a vicious cycle where your soil becomes increasingly dependent on artificial support. Beyond nutrient depletion, many gardeners face invisible enemies lurking beneath the surface. Root knot nematodes and other parasitic organisms can wreak havoc on plant roots without any obvious above-ground symptoms until it's too late. You might blame yourself for poor watering practices or insufficient fertilization when the real culprit is microscopic predators attacking your plant's underground lifelines. What if I told you there's a natural, surprisingly simple solution that addresses not just one or two of these problems, but creates a comprehensive approach to soil revitalization? That solution has been hiding in plain sight in gardens for centuries, often planted merely for its cheerful blooms. Let's talk about marigolds, those bright, sunshine-colored flowers that many gardeners plant around their vegetable beds purely for aesthetic appeal. These humble plants are so much more than garden decoration. Marigolds, particularly French marigolds, are botanical powerhouses that have been employed in traditional agricultural practices across cultures for their remarkable soil-enhancing properties. What makes them so special lies in their chemical composition and the way they interact with the soil ecosystem in profoundly beneficial ways. Marigolds produce thiophenies, specialized compounds that act as natural nematicides. These chemical warriors target harmful root knot nematodes and other parasitic organisms that damage plant roots and, well, stunt growth. When marigold material breaks down in soil, either through decomposition or by applying marigold tea, these compounds really permeate the soil environment, creating an inhospitable zone for these destructive pests. This isn't a harsh chemical assault, but rather a targeted biological approach that has evolved over, millennia. The beauty of this system is that while thiophenies are effective against harmful nematodes, they don't destroy the beneficial organisms that create healthy living soil. Beyond their pest-fighting capabilities, marigolds contribute significantly to soil fertility when processed into tea form. The fermentation process that creates marigold tea breaks down plant tissues and releases a rich cocktail of nutrients, beneficial enzymes, and organic compounds that feed both plants and soil microbes. This fermented liquid becomes a living fertilizer, teeming with beneficial bacteria that colonize the root zone and create symbiotic relationships with your plants. These microbial communities improve nutrient uptake, enhance disease resistance, and even help plants cope with environmental stress, like drought or temperature fluctuations. When you pour marigold tea onto your soil, you're not just adding nutrients, you're inoculating your garden with life itself. Creating marigold tea is surprisingly straightforward, and you'll be amazed at how such a simple process can yield such powerful results. The most effective method for soil enrichment is fermented marigold tea, which maximizes both nutrient availability and the production of those beneficial thiophene compounds. Start by harvesting marigold plant matter from your garden. You can use the entire plant including stems, leaves, and flowers for maximum potency. The end of the growing season is an excellent time to make a large batch, but honestly, you can prepare marigold tea whenever you have sufficient plant material available. Take a large bucket, ideally 5 gallons or more, and chop your marigold plants into smaller pieces. This increases the surface area and helps the valuable compounds release more efficiently into the water. Fill your bucket approximately halfway with this chopped plant material, then add water until the bucket is nearly full. Rainwater or dechlorinated water works best because chlorine can inhibit the beneficial fermentation process. Cover your bucket with a lid that allows some air exchange and place it in a location where the smell won't be bothersome. Fermented plant material develops a distinctly earthy, pungent aroma that grows stronger over time. For the next 7 to 10 days, your patience will be rewarded as natural fermentation works its magic. Stir the mixture daily to release gases and ensure even fermentation throughout the bucket. You'll notice the water darkening and the plant material breaking down as beneficial microbes multiply and compounds are extracted. After this fermentation period, strain the liquid through cheesecloth or muslin to remove solid material, which can be composted to continue enriching your garden. The resulting dark, nutrient-rich liquid is incredibly concentrated, so dilution is essential. Mix your marigold tea with water at a ratio of 1 part tea to 20 parts water before applying it to your garden beds or containers. This dilution prevents any potential burning of plant roots while still delivering all the beneficial properties you've created. The transformation that marigold tea brings to your garden isn't instantaneous, but the changes are both remarkable and sustainable. Within a few weeks of regular applications, typically every 2 to 3 weeks throughout the growing season, you'll begin noticing significant improvements in plant vigor. Leaves develop deeper, richer colors indicating improved nutrient uptake. Root systems expand more aggressively, allowing plants to access water and nutrients more efficiently. Perhaps most impressively, plants treated with marigold tea demonstrate enhanced resistance to common pest problems and diseases, reducing or even eliminating the need for intervention with harsher treatments. The real magic of marigold tea reveals itself over seasons rather than weeks. As you consistently apply this natural soil amendment, you're actually building a resilient soil microbiome that becomes, increasingly self-sustaining. The beneficial bacteria and fungi that marigold tea introduces establish permanent colonies in your soil, creating networks that continue supporting plant health long after each application. This living soil requires fewer external inputs over time, because it develops the biological systems to cycle nutrients naturally, suppress diseases, and maintain optimal structure. Gardeners who commit to regular marigold tea applications often find their need for supplemental fertilizers decreasing dramatically after just 1 or 2 growing seasons. Marigold tea works even more effectively when combined with companion planting strategies. Interplanting marigolds throughout your vegetable beds creates a multi-layered defense system where living plants repel above-ground pests while their roots release beneficial compounds into the soil. The aromatic foliage of marigolds masks the scent signatures that pests use to locate their preferred host plants, essentially creating an olfactory camouflage that protects your vegetables. At season's end, rather than pulling and discarding spent marigold plants, chop them up and work them directly into your beds as green manure. This practice provides both immediate organic matter and a slow-release nematode treatment that protects the soil during dormant periods and prepares beds for the next planting season. The simplicity and effectiveness of marigold tea make it one of the most accessible, natural gardening techniques available to home gardeners. You don't need expensive equipment, specialized knowledge, or hard-to-find ingredients. If you can grow marigolds, and almost anyone can, as they're remarkably forgiving plants, you can create this powerful soil amendment that rivals or surpasses many commercial products. This is sustainable gardening at its finest, working with nature's wisdom rather than against it. I want to challenge each of you watching this video to try marigold tea in your own garden. Start with a small batch, apply it to a test bed or a few containers, and observe the differences over the coming weeks. Document your results. Take notes on plant performance and share your experiences in the comments below. This community thrives when we exchange knowledge and learn from each other's successes and challenges. Your observations might help a fellow gardener solve a problem they've been struggling with for years. If this video has opened your eyes to the potential of natural, sustainable gardening practices, make sure you're subscribed to Smart Garden and hit that notification bell so you never miss our upcoming content. We're constantly exploring innovative yet accessible techniques that help you grow more abundantly while working in harmony with nature. Share this video with your gardening friends, your community garden members, and anyone who might benefit from discovering the power of Marigold tea. Together, we're cultivating not just better gardens, but a deeper connection to the living systems that sustain us. Now get out there and start brewing. Your soil is waiting.